Bitcoin is correcting. Yet the main question you should actually have now is whether or not you should be entering crypto market, is whether or not you should be buying altcoins, or are we actually going lower? No one likes to catch falling knives. Today, I will provide you with a response to this question, with actual data from the market supporting it. And I will share what I'm doing myself as well. Without further ado, let's start. At the time of recording of this video, Bitcoin is at $58,000 and $300. On this chart, you can see that I outlined a series of lower highs and lower lows. In general, I do think that we are forming a bull flag, a giant bull flag on this chart. When we can definitely see that Bitcoin is in a nice corrective channel, very, very nice corrective channel. I do think right now we are forming the bottom. I do think that right now we're shaking out last players who are shorting, who are thinking whether they should be buying, what to do with the market before drastic, heavy, violent move up from here. And I will share some information from my end why I am thinking like this. Interestingly speaking, we definitely should have to know that we have Monday today. Usually on Mondays in stock market as well, they are performing the move, market manipulators are performing the move in opposite direction of the whole move of the week. Obviously just the small point right here, but it's still nice. Like if we were pumping today to $63,000 on Monday, I would be very, very cautious. I do like the current correction. I do think it's actually the dip to buy. And I do think that this is one of the last dips to actually get into the market at current prices, if not actually the last one. I do think that this dip is a blessing. And I will also show you the chart of other altcoin. It kind of shows the chart of BTC. It kind of tells us what will be happening moving further as well, once we'll be breaking out of this corrective channel and out of this range as well. You can easily see a bull flag pattern on the current chart, and it's also just one of the points right here. But if you would just copy the base of the bull flag and if you would just apply it here, we can see that we should have a move till $95,000. These are just patterns, right? But they're made on human psychology. From time to time they actually work, and manipulator, they love to print patterns for retail traders on the chart to pretty much fool them. At this stage, I do think that they've done a very, very nice job. People are scared, they're sitting in stables, they're not buying, they left. It's a very, very nice type of situation in the marketplace. And it makes sense because we've been in this range since March. Right now it's August, it's 5 months already. And it's quite a nice chance that we should be changing the current situation in the marketplace these months. Because it's just too easy that August is going to be choppy, everyone is on the vacation, no one is on the marketplace, no one is following the market. It's quite easy for the market to essentially just not do anything. And what's interesting is that the current situation is quite similar to the situation that we had back in April last year, essentially from March of the last year till June of the last year. And this corrective channel is very, very similar to the corrective channel that we are receiving currently. And here we also formed the bull flag. We had this breakout, which sent us down right after it. I don't think that we will be seeing this situation. I think it was just a giant manipulation to gather all of this liquidity, to persuade people that we are going higher, they should be entering in the market, and what's more important, to persuade them to sell right here. A lot of people were definitely selling right here on these October lows, and then we essentially just pumped up from there. But even this price movement, if we would copy this base of this bull flag, right, it will take us to what? To 38K, right? But actually we reached $75,000. So these are just patterns, right? These are just things I have to note on the charts, right? And SUI chart is a very, very interesting one as well. We definitely were in this corrective channel. Based on the chart of SUI, we broke through the corrective channel, and I expect SUI to continue to print higher highs and higher lows as well. And the reason I have this yellow circle right here is because I think this is where we are on the chart of BTC right now. Can you see this? We are in the corrective channel right here, and SUI broke through this corrective channel already. Like it's right here already. And on the chart of BTC, we're still here. It's very, very important. Why I'm sharing this is because if you were watching SUI through all this time on the market, you have seen that through the movements of the market, back in January as well, market makers of SUI, they were deliberately front-running the market, which definitely makes sense because when you front-run the market, you actually focus the attention of the market on your asset, which means that you actually need a lower amount of liquidity to achieve your target and price goals with the asset, because when nothing is moving, when market is correcting, but slightly before the reversal, you push your asset up, you focus the attention on the asset, and it's essentially free marketing and free liquidity for you in a way. I've seen it several times from the market makers of SUI through this year already, and this is something that they're doing currently. They definitely know some things. We definitely can see that they're actually betting on the fact of the reversal. They are betting on the market reversal moving further as well. What do we see on our liquidation heat map? I do think that recent price action took a bunch of liquidity. A lot of liquidity from the levels of 58k, from the levels of 61k. I think these moves, they just took a bunch of liquidity out of the market. And what's interesting is that we probably do not see a lot of leverage currently. These amounts, they're not large. And we still have a giant wall of leverage at $72,000 per Bitcoin. I do think we should be breaking through this price target quite soon. And what's interesting is that this move should be explosive, just based on the fact that it will be fueled by shorts getting liquidated. We don't see a lot of loans on the market, which is very, very interesting. And following funding data, we definitely see that for a lot of tokens, a lot of assets out there on the marketplace, it's still negative, which means that people are generally trying to short the market. I don't think that you have a lot of upside trying to short the market at this stage. I don't think we are revisiting these 50k levels and things like that. By the way, I don't think that we will be revisiting these corrective channel lows at 51k, 50k. We will have this deviation below the range as well. I don't think we will honestly be seeing that. I don't think there is a lot of sense to actually be doing that, because after this dip, obviously, and through this dip as well, people converted to stables. Market participants are sitting in stables. They're waiting for the dip. They're waiting to slurp this dip. They're waiting to buy. They're waiting to get in. I don't think that this is something that market would actually give you, because on the market, most people should not be making money, and market doing everything to make sure that most people will actually lose and not take part in the explosive move. Imagine yourself watching crypto content and being crypto for so much time and actually losing and not taking part of the largest explosive move of the crypto market above all-time highs after 6 months range. Time in the market beats time in the market. It definitely, like in crypto, it works 100 times more, just because of the reason that in the stock market, if the market participants misses 10 days of the core price action of the cycle, his returns are diminished by 50%. In crypto, this number is at least 10x. If you miss 10 days of core price action in the market, your returns can be 500% lower. It's just crazy to understand these things and see these things as well. You need to enter at nice entry points, and I think you need to be exposed into the market, as I am myself as well. Some things from Bosman calls that I wanted to share that I agree with myself. As I highlighted earlier, BTC looked as though it was headed towards the 57k region. That move down has since been confirmed. Ideally, we see a bounce at 57,000 as anticipated. There is a lot of liquidity in this region, so I would expect a bounce there. It's possible we go lower than that, but my base thesis is $57,000, then back up. I will reassess when and if we hit it. Actually, I agree with that. I don't think we should be going significantly lower. Something from Brent. It looks like Sol is giving us the chop above 120 I talked about in my post a few days ago. A week or more of consolidation is the best final confirmation corrective bottom. Some chop into this week and maybe even next will lead us to another impulse up to $200 plus. If Sol were to crush that $120 low with a weekly candle close, then that would likely mean we are looking at a longer term top instead. But so far everything is going as planned. Stay patient. Buy conviction bags that are getting hit hard today, because when everything does bottom, the impulsive moves up will be strong and fast. Interesting thing that on a lot of Sol memes, on some Sol memes, they are reaching their prices, the market caps, that they were around during this dump right here, right? And the question I want to ask, where do you want to buy the assets in the marketplace? People are scared shitless already. These assets like Memecoins, they're being sold heavily currently because people are expecting further dump. The amount of fear on the marketplace currently, talking about the Memecoin pricing, is even larger at this stage. Because what happened, people bought, market participants, the bottom right here. Right here they decided to take profit on the meme coins. Right now, at these levels, Bitcoin is $8,000 larger. The price of the meme coins is similar as the price of meme coins at these levels through the largest recent drop in the market. I don't understand what type of prices you actually might be waiting for. It's a very, very interesting and important question for yourself to ask at this stage. What type of prices, what types of market cap you're actually waiting for? I think you should be allocating at least a portion of the funds that you have planned to allocate in this market at this stage. S&P 500 looks ready to rip out of its correction here. The next move will wipe away the recession FUD for now. Maybe crypto will continue to consolidate despite stocks ripping, but historically that's not how it usually goes. Most risk assets will end the year higher. I do agree with this as well, and I do agree we are due to the return of consolidation. And I do think we are due for a return of correlation between crypto and stock market as well. Something interesting also happened yesterday. There was a FUD that Jupiter Exchange is essentially selling $26 million worth of their meme tokens. And this is something that a lot of people saw on chain. And the team behind Jupiter Exchange said, this is not us. We don't charge platform fees for swaps on Jupiter itself. Jupiter IG swap is 100% free. This is one of our swap API partners who charges a fee. We have a new API feature for them to choose fees to input or output, which will help in the future. Easy explanation for non-technical people. You pretty much can connect to the swap feature and you can provide for the users a better swap directions. So maybe into certain liquidity pools, probably they essentially optimize the algorithm out there in order to make sure that you will be swapping in a more favorable terms. And for that, they charge a small fee, but due to the amount of volume, they were able to accumulate $26 million worth of assets, mostly probably meme coins over time, which they pretty much just dumped yesterday. Whether it's top or bottom, this is something you should probably be figuring out yourself. I do think personally that it is the bottom. We often have this crazy sentiment 30 times like this, but I'm not going to run for my words. I said that we are entering alt season with Ethereum being in charge short term. I do think that this is something that will be happening quite soon. We saw the pump right after I said this. We saw the market pump right after I said this. I do think it's actually going to continue. Monday corrections are bullish. They are often gathering liquidity on Monday for the whole week move, which is usually opposite to Monday price action. I'll be way more cautious if we won't be correcting now. This dip is forbidden. This is honestly something that I do think myself. If you are thinking on entering altcoins and you're curious on your altcoin picks, well, the overview for average market participant for 95% plus market participants out there is pretty much the same. Sui, Stacks, Pepe, Arbitrum. You might change Arbitrum to Blast if you essentially want to have higher risk and probably higher upside over the long time as well. Overall, to finalize, I do think that the macro setup is quite bullish. I don't think that they will stop pumping the stock market at this stage. They need their election, they will continue doing that, and crypto should finally find its correlation with the stock market and continue to move higher as well. We have charts telling us that, we have fundamentals telling us that, we have market makers on Sui telling us that and actually performing that. And we definitely do have bottom sentiment for a lot of meme coins out there. One more time, ask yourself what type of prices you're actually waiting for and why are you not acting? And what is your thesis on why we will essentially reach the price that you're waiting? I do think right now the entry is already very nice. Thank you very much for watching this video. I will be seeing you tomorrow. Bye bye.